This is the Bolt Central pregame show, sponsored by Rotolo Chevrolet. Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Welcome to the Bolt Central pregame show. The Chargers are getting set to kick off their third game of the preseason, taking on the Rams at SoFi Stadium. And welcome to our brand new set here at Bolt Central, everybody. I'm Jim Hill, alongside Chris Hayre and former Chargers safety Jaleel Addae. And gentlemen, what do you think about our new digs right now, huh?
I love it, Jim. I was just telling Chris all set that I feel like I'm in a Madden game or like a video game, and this is awesome.
We're in a Madden game. We have 99 rating quarterback keeping us on track today.
He's pointing past me toward the quarterback that's over there. And when you think about it, all right, my friends, here we go. Let's get to some football right now. We're going to see almost every starter play today, including Justin Herbert. Now, what do you think about that, and how long do you think we will see him?
I don't think we'll see him long, Jim. I think we'll see him for maybe a series or two. But, Chris, I would like to see him just get into rhythm, make his calls, right, with his offensive line, point out the mic, and just get into rhythm, quick game. Being a former player, I know, like, practicing and being in training camp, Jim, you know, like I know, it's not the same as being under those lights. So I think he wants to see those live bullets fly around him, and hopefully he stays healthy.
He even said, he went to Coach Harbaugh, said, I want to see a live pass rush before Brazil and the Kansas City Chiefs. And for as important as I think it is for Justin, I think it's even more important for the guys around him on the offense to just collectively see what it's like having Justin Herbert as your quarterback, especially for one of these rookies like Trey Harris or KLS. But just get Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey, Amari Hampton into a groove with that offensive line as well.
Well, it did wonders for that team, for your quarterback to say, I want to play in the preseason.
That's right.
You better believe it. All right, my friends, now to one of the more interesting questions in camp, gentlemen. Who backs up Justin Herbert? That is really amazing. Taylor Heinicke really struggled in limited action versus the Saints. While Trey Lance led a touchdown drive, where do these two guys stand right now as far as being the backup or even the starter?
Jim Taylor is a proven backup in this league, has come in and won games for his respected organizations. But when you watch Trey Lance, Chris, he comes in, he brings a different energy to the offense, the design runs. You see him here using his legs to extend the chains. I like what he brings to the offense. I like the dynamic that he brings to the offense. Obviously, 2 more preseason games left and a lot more competition, but Trey Lance takes the cake right now for me.
I agree with you, Jaleel. I think he has the inside track as we speak right now. You saw it with his legs on Sunday. You saw it through the air in Canton against the Detroit Lions. Now, I think it's a little bit unfair to judge Taylor Heinicke on 3 series in the preseason. So this is going to be a big step for him today after Justin Herbert comes out of the game. Can Taylor put together a couple of series and get himself back into this backup quarterback race?
And, you know, one of the things that really will give your offensive line more confidence in you as a quarterback is not only what you call, but how you call that play.
Yeah, Jim, it's all about commanding the offense, commanding the huddle, right? Confidence, making the correct checks, right? Are we sliding left? Are we sliding right? Who are we miking? Who's hot, right? So that's things that you can only get when you get into the game with the live bullets. Practice, it may seem a little redundant, right? There's guys, younger guys who are playing may be tipping their hat, but when you get out into the games, you're usually playing against the ones, and these guys know how to hide their blitzes, hide their shells. And so it'll be exciting to see these guys get out there and get those reps.
You know, Jim, keep in mind, Taylor Heinicke was here all of last year, so they've had an entire season to really evaluate him. I like the confidence that Trey Lance is playing with. I think he feels at home. I think he feels comfortable with Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman as his offensive coordinator. And I'm excited to see what he does once he gets in the game as well today. As well.
You can see it in his eyes as well. That is for sure.
Yes.
All right, my friends, a trio of running backs are competing for roster spots as well. Kimani Vidal and Hassan Haskins both played for the Chargers last season, while undrafted rookie Raheem Rocket Sanders signed with the Bolts this offseason. And the veteran Naheem Miller-Hines also in the mix right now. All right, gentlemen, let me talk about this. Now, we know that Najee Harris and Amari Hampton are at the top 2 running backs that they have right now, but how do you see the rest of the depth chart at that position playing out?
Well, Jim, you just said it. Najee Harris, Amari Hampton, right? There's going to be your bell cows, Chris, your 1-2 punch. And then when I look at those running backs who are behind him, my former teammate, Nyheim Hines, right, played with him in Indy. I think he's the next guy in, right? He's a veteran. He has kick return, punt return ability, so that may be able to squeeze him in on the special teams aspect when you're looking at who makes a 53-man roster. And then as a third down back, he can pick up blitzes. You can get him into the pass game, quick game out of the backfield, screens or what it may be. So I'm looking to see how this competition continues to evolve in this game today.
Yeah, Nyheim Miller-Hines, the versatility, the veteran presence. Kimani Vidal, I think, has had a really good preseason, too, as you see him on your screen right now. Rocket Sanders is another name to keep your eye on. 10 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown. Closed that game on Sunday very strong. So number 35 looking to make some hay today. And just keep in mind, we don't know what Najee Harris's status is going to be at the beginning of the year. So one of these guys competing for a spot could have meaningful snaps in the regular season early.
And that's exactly what the preseason is for. You better believe it. Yep. Now, with a couple of defensive backs here on the set, we've got to cover that side of the ball, that's for sure. But first, let's check in with our own Jamie Maggio, who caught up with Charger defensive coordinator Jesse Minter just a couple of hours ago.
All right, guys, here with defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. Jesse, the defense has looked pretty good through the preseason thus far. What has stood out for you?
Really just like how we've played. You know, we've had some games where we played guys, not played guys, had a mixture of a lot of different players in there, and everybody's played really the way we want to play, how hard they've played, how physical. So you just hope to continue that. Should get a chance to see a few more guys today, which is exciting. But just love the mindset and the competitive spirit that we've played with so far.
Talking about the guys getting in there, seeing a lot of guys, but what position battles have been intriguing to you so far?
I mean, honestly, all of them. There's a host of guys that are, you know, entrenched, I would say. You know, you look at Derwin and Khalil and Dayon coming off the year he had, Thule. But, you know, you look at the D-line and every week there's a different guy that's kind of rising to the top. There's 6 or 7 or 8 capable guys that can play in there. Same thing on the edge after Thule. And really, like at linebacker, same thing. Feel really good about that. Secondary, just keep going on and on. You know, we got the safeties returning, but the corner battle has been great. Those guys have been really competitive, and really just look forward over the next 2 games to see how all that shakes out.
Derwin James told me you guys came in and you had "be the best" written on the board, something that he said coming out of the huddles last year. Can you talk to me about that and what that means?
Yeah, that's just really our standard of how we operate, and it's whether it's a walkthrough, whether it's a meeting, whether it's a preseason game. Like, honestly, we just want to, I think that mindset translates to everything. So I want to be the best when I wake up in the morning, when I tie my shoes, when I'm preparing a game plan for the players. I want them to have that same mindset. And they've had it, and I think it started to develop last year and has been great this offseason. We've sort of added to it, and look forward to continuing to build that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Jamie, thank you very much. Well, gentlemen, 2 players up front have been making an impact. At third-round defensive tackle, of course, we're talking about Jamari Caldwell, and third-year edge rusher Caleb Murphy. Let's talk first about Murphy and what you have seen from him so far.
Jim, last week, Murphy came out on fire, 2 sacks. Now, in this first sack, you see him get around the edge with his speed. He has a big bag of tricks, right? This first one gets around the edge with his speed, gets a strip sack. His second sack, he uses his speed. He threatens him with his speed, then he goes down the center of the left tackle right here. You can see it. Speed to power is what they call it, to get his second sack on the evening. This guy has been really impressive, Chris, and he's also a 4-phase special teams player.
Yep, a special teams tackle on Sunday. And then you go back to last week, or 2 weeks ago, rather, in Canton. 3 tackles, a tackle for loss. You look at that edge room. We know about Khalil Mack and Thule and Bud Dupree, but that 4th edge rusher up for grabs, Caleb Murphy, has that spot as we speak. Kyle Kennard, a rookie that I hope plays today and gets some meaningful snaps so he can be evaluated as well.
And that means nothing but trouble for the opposition. That is for sure. Now, my friends, let's move on. And the coaches really have to like what they have seen of Caldwell in the 2 preseason games so far. Gentlemen, what do you think?
I like what I see, too, Jim, in these first 2 preseason games. The big guy in the middle out of the University of Oregon, right? The 3rd-round draft pick. Last week, his sack double-teamed. Shock, shed, extend his arms, look at the quarterback, see where he is, and then for a big man, the acceleration to close on that sack, really impressive, Chris.
You know, coincidentally, the guy he's replacing, Puda Ford, plays for the Rams right now. But you talk about what Jamari Caldwell can bring. that defensive tackle rotation with T.R. Tart and Tito Abonia and some of the guys they brought in, Hand and Naquan Jones, to go with a guy like Jamari Caldwell, who we talked about during the podcast. He looks like a veteran out there in the first 2 preseason games. Been very impressive, Jim.
And, of course, when you think about it, the offensive and defensive coordinators are saying, oh, my goodness, they've got such a great team over there. This is problems for us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, before we go to break, let's check out today's McDonald's Charger Power Poll. Scan the CR code on your screen to vote, and to do it right now. The Chargers, which Charger team is the greatest of all time? The AFL Championship team in 1963, the 1994 team that went to the Super Bowl, or how about 2006 when the great LaDainian Tomlinson won MVP honors, or the 2009 team that won the AFC West? Okay, now Derwin James is well on his way to being one of the best Charger players of all times. We catch up with the heartbeat of the Chargers defense when the Bolt Central pregame show continues.
Bolt Central is sponsored by Rotolo Chevrolet.
Time out! Time out! Oh, what's the problem?
I don't know, Mike. I know baseball, but this football stuff is killing me.
Look, you're playing for Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy store in California. We've got a huge selection and great service. Now go out there and do what you do best. Okay!
Hershiser takes the snap, and he's actually going to pitch the football. It works! Touchdown, Rotolo!
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
This is your reminder to thank the friend who gets McDonald's breakfast for the group while everyone else sleeps in.
Have it all, almost literally, with our deluxe breakfast platter for $6.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. You in?
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep, can't eat. You see that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $4 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
How do you top a Shakey's pizza? Add chicken bites, garlic cheese bread, or a giant cookie. Your choice, just $5 when you buy any large pizza. Feed more for $5 at Shakey's, the People's Pizza Parlor.
I'm Derwin James, and you're watching Bolt Central.
What a great play coming through. James read that right from the beginning. He's able to get down. There you go.
Oh, they got him behind the line. Derwin James. Wow.
Man.
Intercepted. And Derwin James will seal the win for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, he's good. And then some. Derwin James has been a leader for the Chargers since 2018. A Pro Bowler 4 times with 3 All-Pro honors, including last season. And we sat down with him, Jamie Maggio did, who really joins us again now from SoFi Stadium. Jamie?
Jim, thank you so much. As you mentioned, a 4-time Pro Bowler, Derwin James is entering his 7th season with the Chargers, looking to take on an even greater role and an even more vocal role. I had a chance to catch up with him this week.
The Charger Chat, sponsored by Rotolo Chevrolet.
Mahomes dropping back, going down again. Derwin James bringing the heat.
Derwin, you ready for the season?
Yeah, I'm so excited. Can't wait. Super excited.
At this point in your career, how do you approach training camp?
I look at it as a way to get better, and especially being in year 8, just being that veteran, that leader, because I know a lot of guys, this is their first training camp or their second training camp.
What do you try to show the young guys in terms of being a leader for them?
Just setting that example of just how to watch film, how to be early, how to practice, really, just how to come in and be a pro, because I feel like you can think football is just playing football, but it's a lot of pro stuff that you got to learn, especially playing this game.
What did you have to learn?
I had to learn how to be a pro from veteran guys. I came in as a rookie.
Who are those guys for you?
Jaleel Dye, he helped me a lot. Adrian Phillips helped me a lot. Denzel Perryman, those guys just coming in, taking me under their wing, and I learned a lot from them.
You guys have a couple rookies that have been looking real good. What has been your impressions of some of the young guys?
A lot of rookies been making a lot of plays. Marion Hamden's a beast. OG tight end's gonna be a beast. Trey Harris, KLB. I can go on and on. Even the guys on defense stepping up like Nico and Try. So just having a lot of guys, I feel like our front office did a great job. They hit on a lot of those picks, and a lot of those younger players are going to be making a lot of plays.
Who got it better than us? Nobody!
Coach Harbaugh, second year. You guys get to kind of come in with a little bit more understanding of how the systems work. What are you looking forward to in year 2 with this group?
I'm just excited just to be able to have the culture that we have building. I have all the confidence in the world when I go to bed at night, when I wake up in the morning, that I have the right coaches leading us. To be able to say not only your head coach, but your defensive coordinator, like both of those guys are great. I want to just give my all every day for them. I don't want to let them down. And the same thing in the locker room. None of the guys want to let them down.
He's got a lot of sayings. Yeah. But what are some of your favorites?
Some of my favorite is before the game, don't absolutely worry. Play your best for as long as you can, and just know that we're prepared for this moment. Just hearing him just speak that confidence, just seeing him with Justin and Trey Lance before the game when he getting them right, and just all the energy he's pouring onto this building and to this team every day.
Nice looking play coming up. Derwin James
doing everything for this defense.
On a personal level, is there stuff that you look to improve upon? Do you look at your own game and say, all right, I want to work on this, I want to work on that?
Yes, ma'am, because I want to be the best version of myself. And if I can be the best version of myself, it's going to help my team. I know what my play is required of every day, so, I just try to live up to that. And like I say, set that example.
What do you think is the identity of the defense this year? What do you want it to be?
Be the best. That's the identity. That's what we're standing on. That's where we can lay our hat. That's where we can sleep at night. Just being the best. Just be the best every day, and we're gonna see what it chips like.
Derwin told me that last season he used be the best on huddle breaks. 1, 2, 3, be the best. But they're using that as more of a motto this year. And guys, I just want to throw it back to you. If we had Jim Harbaugh hyping us up, banging our chest before we went to work every day, wouldn't we be the best selves that we could be, right?
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it, Jamie. Thank you very much. We'll check in with you a little bit later on, right after the game. Well, Jaleel, you just got a nice shout out from Derwin. You like that, don't you?
Look, it's humbling, man, because he's one of the best safeties in the game and will probably go down, or will go down as the best safety to ever play for the Chargers. But I remember him coming in 2018 as a first-round draft pick, Chris, and he was just a sponge, Jim. He would want to learn. He'd stay after it. He'd come early. He'd be the last one out. Always asking me questions over and over. Never thought he was better than anybody. We knew from day one with his attributes, his size, that he'd be one of the best players in all-pro type safety. But just seeing him grow from when he came in as a puppy with me to who he is now as team leader, he's great in the community. He's a good friend of mine, and I keep pulling for him each day and each week to see him ball on every Sunday.
Jaleel, I vividly remember that 2018 season. It's just entering 8th season with the Chargers is hard to believe for me. But that team, 12-4, that secondary was excellent. But it was vets like you that helped Derwin along the way to get first team All-Pro as a rookie. So, you got to shout out the vets that got you there. Casey Haywards of the world, the Jaleel Addae, Adrian Phillips, and Derwin certainly shouted them all out.
And I would imagine, I would tell him his motto should be, anything in the opposite color jersey, knock it down. All right, everybody, stay right where you are. Time now for another commercial break. Coming up next, we're going to check in with Dan Fouts and Noah Eagle, who really, when the Bolt Central show continues.
Queso? Yes, queso. Crunchy tortilla strips, creamy queso on a charbroiled burger.
Okay, so that's hot.
Get the new Queso Crunch Combo with fries and a frozen drink, just $9.99.
Keep summer in gear at the Nissan End of Summer Sales Event. With a Rogue that offers more standard power than CR-V in Tucson. Frontier with a standard V6 unlike Tacoma. And an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus like Pathfinder or Murano. It's no wonder why J.D. Power named Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality. Hurry in to the Nissan End of Summer Sales Event. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models or get $3,500 customer cash on Frontier.
Love those guys. Now, they know how to have a good time. Now, this guy is about to have a really good time. Now, she's taking her time having a good time. Come celebrate 20 years of good times at Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo, good times.
Rolling sound, quick.
Reset.
Hi, I'm referee number 2. So sorry I'm late. Violation. Red card.
And cut.
Moving on.
So this is your car, huh?
Yeah. Bye, guys.
How much are we paying this guy?
Lease the 2025 Tiguan S for $299 a month. Limited inventory available.
At Carl's Jr., late birds get the bag. After 8 p.m. for $5.99, get a Cali Classic single, fries plus chicken stars. Or spicy chicken sandwich, onion rings plus chicken stars. Or mix it up, just $5.99. Build your own bag only at Carl's Jr.
I'm Jim Harbaugh, and you're watching Bolt Central.
Welcome back to the Bolt Central pregame show, everybody. We are getting set for kickoff between the Chargers and the Rams from SoFi Stadium. And with that in mind, let's check in now with the guys in the booth. How about this? Noah Eagle and Hall of Famer Dan Fouts.
All right, Jim, thanks so much. Well, it is a preseason game here at SoFi Stadium for the Chargers, but it's going to feel a little bit like a regular season game, at least in that first quarter. Starters are going to be out there on both sides of the ball, minus Khalil Mack and minus Derwin James. But Justin Herbert, for the first time in his NFL career, is going to be playing preseason football.
Yeah, he's in his 6th year now, and he told us the other day that he wants to get the feel of a real pass rush, and I'm sure the Rams will oblige him. But there's to be a lot of coordination that'll have to happen for this new offensive line. But Herbert's excited, and I am excited to see the starters play.
What about on the defensive side? We've talked about how great they've looked defensively during this preseason run. What are you excited about on that starting unit?
Well, I like the depth at all 3 units. Defensive line, linebacker, edge rushers, and, of course, in the secondary. It's been outstanding so far. They're playing error-free football and getting a lot more turnovers than their opponent.
Should be exciting to watch for us in the booth, for everybody at home. Charger fans get a sneak peek at what they're going to see in about 3 weeks in São Paulo, Brazil, Jim.
Oh, yeah, we can all hardly wait for that when they go to São Paulo, Brazil. That is for sure. Okay, gentlemen, let's talk just a little bit now about what we just heard and your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree with Dan, Jim. I'm excited to see the starters play. Like, being a former player, listen, there's nothing worse than getting into the regular season and feeling like, man, I haven't got my feet wet yet, right? The starters playing today, they'll be able to get their feet wet, and then by 1 series, 2 series, they'll be eating hot dogs and chilling on the sideline.
Exactly. Just the depth of the defense that Dan mentioned. The defensive line in particular is what I'm looking forward to seeing. That kind of revamped defensive tackle room. Thule is a starter now on the opposite of Khalil. We know Khalil won't play, but just to see what Thule can do out there, I'm excited.
Going to be really exciting, that is for sure. All right, everybody, now time now for our last commercial break. But when we come back, Jalil and Chris will give us their bolts to watch.
Hi, I'm Erica Olson, and welcome to Legal Line. Joining us today is Ron Beck and Mitchell Beck from the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Ron, what kind of personal injury cases does your firm handle?
Erica, we handle a wide variety of personal injury cases, including car accidents, truck accidents, and of course pedestrian accidents. With our decades of experience, we have seen it all.
I'll bet. And Mitchell, does a client have to pay anything up front in order to hire your team?
We work on a contingency basis, which means the client pays nothing up front. We only get paid when we win the case.
Thank you both.
Legal Line, sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Call 800-333-0000.
We'll fight for you.
I'm Ron Beck, managing partner at the offices of Larry H. Parker. Over the past 50 years, Larry and I built the #1 personal injury firm in Southern California. Take a look at our results.
The law offices of Larry H. Parker. We'll fight for you.
One shot can change everything. It can spark a movement. That electricity is everywhere. New cities, new fans, new fire. You don't just watch, you feel it. Big names, bigger game. All in to win.
The champion of Live Golf.
This is your game. This is Live Golf.
The Kia K4 and K5 represent what comes next. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration. The Kia K4 and K5. Lease a new 2025 K4 LXS for $219 a month.
KCAL Cares is all about helping our neighbors in need.
Together, we've donated over $960,000 to the American Red Cross.
In partnership with SoCal Helpful Honda Dealers, you provided essentials for the Foothill Family Organization and brought smiles to little ones by donating stuffed animals to the LA Lost Stuffy Project.
But our work isn't done yet. As we rebuild SoCal, we need your support more than ever.
Look for the KCAL Cares logo and scan this QR code to find out how you can help.
CBS Los Angeles, your home for Chargers football.
And welcome back, everybody. Let's check in on today's McDonald's Chargers Power Poll. Scan the QR code on your screen to vote, and vote right now. So which Chargers team is the greatest of all time? And it looks like we have a lot of LaDainian Tomlinson fans. Look at this. Those fans are checking in. All right, gentlemen, before we go, let's get your bolts to watch. Jaleel, who are you keeping your eye on?
Jim, I'm going with R.J. Mickens out of Clemson University, the safety.
Pick.
Yes, sir, the 6th-round draft pick out of Clemson. All preseason long, PFF grades, been grading really well. Big safety, sure tackler. And one thing about a safety, you're the quarterback of the defense. You got to get everybody lined up, make the checks in 2x2 to 3x1 formations. So showing his mental capacity is really, really impressive at a young age.
You know, and Chris, you're bold to watch in the backfield now.
The Rocket Man,
Yeah.
Raheem
Yes.
Rocket Sanders out of the University of South Carolina. There's a reason why he was a priority undrafted free agent for the Chargers. And what he did yesterday, or Sunday rather, 10 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown. I have a sneaky suspicion he's going to make this 53-man roster. I think he's going to do it with his performance today, Jim.
And he has enthusiasm, too, that's for sure.
Enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
Unknown to mankind. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for the Bolt Central pregame show. Kickoff between the Chargers and the Rams is coming up next, and we will see you here at halftime. So long, everybody.